I paid my brother's mortgage for 4 years. At a family dinner, he said, "You barely lift a finger for us. Stop being so tight." My parents nodded along, so I stopped lifting the finger entirely. For 4 years, I covered my brother Marcus's mortgage. Every month, $2,000 transferred without fail. His wife, Deanna, hadn't worked in that whole stretch. She had big plans for an online boutique that never once opened. Marcus lost his job early on and, instead of taking anything to tide them over, spent his days on ventures that never made a dollar. I understood at first. They had 2 little kids, times were hard. But instead of gratitude, the comments started. Little jabs about how I was lucky to have landed a cushy career, how my wife and I were showing off when we finally replaced our 15-year-old car. Still, I kept paying. Mortgage, car repairs, dental bills, school fees, whatever came up. My wife wasn't thrilled, but she trusted me to help my family. Then came that Sunday dinner at our parents' place. Everything felt normal. Mom's pot roast, Dad half watching the game, the kids tearing around the living room. We were on dessert when Marcus set down his fork and looked straight at me. "You barely lift a finger for us. Stop being so tight." I thought he was joking. I waited for someone to laugh. Nobody did. Then my dad, not even looking up from his plate, muttered, "He's got a point." My mom nodded along. Something inside me just went quiet. I looked around at these people I'd been supporting for 4 years, and they were looking at me like I was the stingy one. I stood up, smiled, and said, "All right, then manage without my money." My wife didn't say a word. She just gathered the kids' coats and followed me out. The whole drive home I was silent, but not stewing over what they'd said. I was planning. The second I walked in, I opened my banking app and canceled the automatic mortgage transfer. I called the mortgage servicer and told them I'd no longer be making payments on that account. I pulled my card off the shared account they'd been treating like a personal fund. 4 years of support dismantled in 20 minutes. The next morning at 7, someone pounded on my door. Through the peephole, I saw Marcus, still in a hoodie and sweatpants, Deanna waiting in the car behind him. "Come on, man. The bank already called. We can't make the payment. Just talk to me." His voice cracked, and it was probably real, but I remembered them all nodding along while he called me cheap. I didn't open the door. I let him plead for 10 minutes, and then he gave up and left. Then Deanna got out and screamed through the door instead. "You can't do this. You have a responsibility to those kids. You're selfish." I recorded every word, then went back to making my kids their pancakes. 3 hours later, my mom called. I didn't answer. Then the texts rolled in. Mom, then Marcus, then relatives I hadn't heard from in years. Polite at first. "We need to talk. Don't do anything rash. This is family." Then nasty. "How can you let your niece and nephew go hungry? Your brother is a wreck. Shame on you." Not one person asked if I was okay. Not one asked why I'd done it. They already knew why. By Tuesday, my mom showed up at my office, which she has never once done. She stood in the lobby with her arms crossed. "You humiliated your brother. He's your family." I kept my voice even. "You all sat there while he called me tight, and you agreed with him. Am I not allowed to get tired of being treated like a cash machine? You're better off than they are," she said, like that settled it. "This isn't about money," I said. "It's about respect. I'm done funding people who resent me for having what they chose not to work for." She turned and walked out without another word. That night, Marcus texted, "No apology. Just fix this or you'll regret it." I blocked his number. By Thursday, it went quiet until the mortgage servicer called me directly. Marcus and Deanna had told them I was having a breakdown and payments would resume once I came to my senses. I told them the truth. I was perfectly clear-headed when I stopped, and they should proceed however they normally would with a delinquent account. Then I blocked that number too. They ended up having to sell the house and move into a rental across town. Marcus took a warehouse job within a month. Turns out the job market wasn't so impossible after all. Deanna started waiting tables. My wife asked if I felt guilty. Honestly, not even a little. 4 years I carried them, and it took one dinner to see they thought the weight was nothing. So I set it down. My back's felt fine ever since.